everybody? Is it already raining? Sorry. What's going on, everybody? So today it's a little bit overcast, very overcast in fact. I checked the weather earlier this week and it said it was supposed to be 55 degrees at noon with a 1% chance of rain. They lied. It is about 50 degrees, which isn't that much of a difference, but it definitely is already sprinkling. But that's not going to stop me. So with this video, I really want to kind of go over some simple safety tips. This is just going to be a basic ride. I'm not going anywhere special. Just going across the valley. In fact, I'll be going that way. But this will allow us to kind of go over all the different things I'm looking out for. So like right now, immediately as I slow down using both brakes, I'm looking in my left turn signal. I'm seeing that car right there. I'm seeing him come up, so I'm going to flash my brakes. I see him stopping, so now he's nothing to worry about. A lot of the times, what I'll be doing is I will have my handlebars and my bike adjusted in first gear, so that if I need to, I can just get out of the way. That has saved my butt once before on a street bike, and it's kind of just a habit I've adopted. So right now is kind of the relaxing time. I'm boxed in. I don't really have to worry about any cars. Of course, watching what's going on over here, walking the bike. So the truck pulled out. Now I'm in no rush to get out of this. I'm going to get out as far as I can and look. And since I'm pretty clear with these potholes, we'll go ahead and pull out. One of the things that I've always practiced, which I've argued with. Oh, gotta watch for this guy here. And you're gonna get on my ass too. That's all right. Obviously got some kind of irritation going on there and not being able to pay attention. So one of the things that I very much try to do is always go faster than those around me. There's a lot of good situations where I've seen shit and I want to get away from it. So being able to know everything that's in front of you, it's almost I'm sure there's some psychological principle applied to it, but I like to call it the Avatar principle. If you've ever seen the movie Avatar by James Cameron, they've got that big ass red dragon that has to fear nothing because he flies highest in the sky. Now that same principle I think can be applied to riding a motorcycle. If you are the fastest on the road, and I'm not advocating breaking the law, first of all, but if you're the fastest on the road, I've got one direction I have to focus on. This intersection here. I've got to focus on what's coming up above here. I don't have to worry about those guys behind me. I don't have to worry about what's coming up. I still check. I still look. But it's not a constant fear of mine. Oh my God, am I going to die today because some idiot rear ends me? Let's see, the fastest route today. And that's where you wear a full screen helmet. I don't know if you heard that, but I just got looks like it appeared to be a rock or a clip or something. I'll be focusing on that Toyota Camry, making sure that they're not doing anything stupid. One of the great things about Salt Lake City is everything's a grid, so if one direction, which this is what I usually take, if that's not good, then I can go left and I can pretty much get to the same spot in the same amount of time. So really, red lights and green lights dictate which way I go. Or of course in that situation where traffic was backed up, I didn't want to deal with it. One of the things that you'll notice about Salt Lake is, listen, it is a grid system. However, things are funky. The turning system, directly in front of me with that Grand Voyager, I think is what it's called. Grand Caravan, Voyager. You'll notice that it's pretty simple, but right here we've got opposing lanes and then turn lanes that are on the opposite side of the road. So it's one of the problems with navigating in Salt Lake is if somebody tells you, hey, you know, yeah, turn, if you're going north on Bangerter, turn left on 6200. Well, convention would tell you to pull up to the stop light and then turn left, but really before that you need to make sure you know exactly where you are going by GPS. But anyway, little fun fact if you're ever visiting, or for those of you that do live out here, you know, perhaps if you didn't grow up here, you knew the struggle that was associated with that. Many a times I've tried to turn and yeah, no go. So with this, I've only got that bug to worry about, so I'm going to take my turn really wide, just keep an eye out. You can still hear me for the wind or for the sound of those pipes, but of course we'll see how it comes out. These pipes are deafening. There's no baffle on them, but they sound sick and everybody hears me. So coming up on traffic, I see a Ford Explorer here. It may be a cop. Cops are generally cool, but they're Nevada, so fuck them. Everybody will tell you different things when getting pulled over by police. You know, it's, say what you will, a lot of people, you know, F cops, cops are terrible. Here's the thing, dude. Yes, there are some bad cops out there. There definitely are. We've seen that. There is no getting around that. I've also seen some really shitty optometrists in my lifetime. And there's really bad dentists that just messed up my teeth for life. Oh, we got another rider. Hey, buddy. What are you riding? Definitely a little Harley. Softail. Anyway. There's definitely some bad cops out there, but there's also some good cops that are just trying to do their job. I'm not going to judge them all and be prejudiced against police officers just because some are bad. In my experience, I've had some really fucked up cops. I had one guy who literally gave me a ticket and wrote it as felony reckless driving because I was in Northern California driving to Monterey Bay. I was going 96 in a 65. Now, if any of you have traveled to Monterey or San Francisco from Southern California, you know that speed limit is totally wrong. It is messed up in so many ways, especially at 2 a.m. when you're the only person on the road. So anyway, he ticketed me and he was an ass about it too. It was like a $900 fine, and even the judge, because I fought it, I told him to, I was like, look, like, this is bullshit. You're gonna give me a ticket basically for going 1 mile per hour over the limit and put me in felony range. That will ruin my life. And his response was, better than you ruining somebody else's life by crashing into them going so recklessly, so fast, and you know, something to that effect. But I will not forget, he did mention it's better that I ruin my life with a felony than kill somebody on the road, which struck me as odd, being that for the past 30 minutes the only person I saw on the road was the cop, and I didn't see him as I passed him. I saw him from 4 miles back with his lights. Interesting. So it was obviously a speed trap. The judge was super cool. He looked at everything, he looked at the scenario, and well, he made a judgment. He sat there and said, you know what? You are a good kid. I mean, I was in high school, so I brought my transcripts. You know, I was that guy. Like, look, I have straight A's. I work 2 full-time jobs. I'm trying to make something of myself. Don't ruin my life over 1 mile per hour. And he actually knocked it down to, I think it was a misdemeanor, and he charged, the fine was $25. He fined me $25 that day. He's like, we'll just knock this down to $25. Can you pay that today? And you can imagine my excitement. Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor. I definitely can. I wrote a check and I was done. Hey, police officer. But the thing that I've learned that's different about California and Utah with cops is, and just a little safety update. Obviously, I'm paying attention to the road around me. I've got a Chevy Cruze behind me that seems to be keeping his distance. I'm going to go ahead and merge over. This can be a hairy situation, so eyes on every car and their movements. Probably just sneak behind this Tacoma. That's probably going to be the safest bet for me. Oh, this is cool. I always like hitting I'm that guy. But no, cops in Utah, I've only been pulled over by once, and he was kind of a douche, but it was down in southern Utah. And, you know, he gave me the riot act about, I was in my wife's car, and, oh, I've seen these cars flip and roll over, and everybody was killed. You know, the 4-seater car. All 5 girls were killed in this car. And it's just like, dude, you're, oh, yes, sir, you win. You're right, I'm wrong. Thank you for the ticket. In California, the CHP, when I used to ride there, had a very odd way of handling motorcycles, as I've been told. If you were caught speeding and the officer lit you up, if you just gave a blip, they would turn off their lights. And I think, you know, when I grew up, I was told that we don't chase motorcyclists. It's too dangerous. Just, you know, they'll slow down. In California, they'll chase you. But if you are on a 1-liter bike and you give them a blip and they notice that, they would turn off their lights. They're like, no, not today. All fucked up, so obviously I'm watching the road. I'm watching what my tires are running over, making sure I'm not on the wrong lines. I'm also keeping an eye up ahead. Are there police officers? Are there any obstacles that may impede my safety? That line I just crossed over, you know, I took it quick and straight. Always checking my rear views. I don't know why everybody is driving so slow today. I'm going the 60 mile per hour speed limit. I need to merge over to the 201. Oh, is that it? Son of a bitch. That's okay. I'll go around. Now, being that I'm coming up on a crest here, I'm going to slow down a little bit. I can't see my obstacles. I can't see what's going on. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get off at this exit here and try to switch my way around. Oh, you know what? No, I'll take the 80. I'll do that. One practice I always try to do is when I brake, you'll see me, I'm doing two fingers because I'm used to my street bike, which it's fine on the Harley. You know, these are definitely pretty easy to work with, but I always try to use both brakes, so both foot and lever. Reason being, and I learned this in motorcycle safety course, I'm sure most of you have heard this, but in an emergency, you're going to want to be trained to use both brakes at the appropriate force. Now, for those of you non-motorcyclists, you know that about 70% of your braking power goes to your front wheel, and the other 30% goes to your rear. Now, if you apply a lot of pressure to your rear brake, that tire is going to lock up, and you are going to be unhappy. However, if you do it right, you'll be able to stop in the most appropriate amount of time possible. You know, I really thought I'd go without my windscreen today. That was a bad idea. I'm just getting beat up. That's the thing you don't realize when you transition from a street bike to a cruiser style bike, is now you're sitting upright and that wind just beats you to death. I mean, I'm not exaggerating here. I am squeezing on the handlebars. Now, if you're on a street bike, that's foreign to you unless you're launching. But I literally am squeezing to hold on. And I'm a big guy. I'm about 220, 5'10", you know. You see some cops up there, so. Now, being that there's a group of cops, you got to be wary if one of them's going to tail off and get you, so always be mindful of that. Sun feels good. Right about now, a lot of people might be looking, thinking, why are you going so fast? Why are you weaving in and out of cars? Well, honestly, I'm in control of everything I see right here, in the sense that I am approaching these cars at a slow enough pace where if this truck swerved over, I could easily duck and turn out and exit in this lane. I know I can do that because I've passed every car in that lane. I'm gonna get out from behind this truck because these roads aren't the best. But I'm well aware of the situations that are surrounding me. And by being aware of those situations, I'm able to mitigate, say, procedures. For example, this truck is applying his brakes. I need to get over. I'm going to signal. Oh, look at that. The lane merged. I'm good. I need fuel. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me jabba dabba da. Whatever he says. That which I desire, probably, but I prefer jabba dabba da. Place to get fuel. And I'm definitely thirsty. You know what I know of a station. One of the great things about Salt Lake is there's an inherent beauty all around you, except for the pollution. That sucks dick. Now I will say this is my first time out on the road with my new microphone. I've done a previous video, episode 1, with the GoPro. It was pretty simple and short. So this is pretty new. This may suck. The audio quality may be terrible. Hopefully it's not. I'm gonna go ahead and enter because I'm moving. What the fuck? That's happened once before where it's actually died on me as I make a turn. I'm not sure if it's a fuel issue. Definitely could be. I couldn't remember the last time if I went and got gas right afterwards. Thankfully, I got a warranty, so I will take it. If it happens again, I don't know if I'm hitting it with my thumb, but it seems to be after a long period of like cruising on the freeway like that, and then making a left turn. Those are like the parameters. I'm not sure about the low fuel, but obviously we've proven that today. Okay, so I want to make a U-turn here, so I'm gonna get over on the semi-far right side, still within my lane. Hey girl. Impreza WRX. Bro. Brokowski. Bro Skrillis. Oh, hell. No, neither of us saw that. Thought I'd cut across. We're good though. Actually. My beard is totally caught up in my helmet. I should have pulled over earlier. Time to get some gas. Have to block that out. Approved. That's different. I hate these when they ask you want a car wash. Supreme. This should have a 5-gallon tank on it, so we'll see. Or no, it's 5 liters, I think. No, 5 gallons. 5 gallons. I'm kind of hungry. Or they get fuel on me than on my bike, to be honest. Skin cells get replaced. Paint does not. Wait a second. Yeah, it does. I'm wrong. Wrong again. Now, obviously with this person coming, they're waiting for me, that's cool. I'm gonna wait for them. That's nice. Cute. This thing barks. Seafood sounds so good right now. Not Red Lobster, that place is garbage. But I might have to go home and make myself some shrimp for lunch. Now here's where things can get a little dicey. We've got one car waiting. Thank you. These houses are so freaking cute. Let's slow down a little bit so we can see more of it. But they're just precious, almost every single one of them. My wife and I really wanted to live actually in this neighborhood when we were shopping for houses, but the problem is this is like the place. So I was finding houses like this one. I think that was for sale or something like that. But these average home prices are like $360,000, $380,000. I even seen some in the 420s. But they're gorgeous and they're cute. But they're all old. You wouldn't think it, but they're all built in like the 1930s, and they've just been redone. Nope. Such a cute neighborhood.